Blackhawks Central Hockey Podcast. Today, the Chicago Blackhawks took on the Nashville Predators in Nashville. They lost 4-2, and there's some good things to point out, but there's also a little bad. So stick with us, and we'll go over that for you. Blackhawks fans, welcome in to the newest edition of the Chicago Blackhawks Central Hockey Podcast. As mentioned before, Hawks take on the Nashville Predators in Nashville, and they lose 4-2. Last goal was an empty netter, so can't take too much stock into it. But I saw online Tarabasi was talking about the first 10 minutes of the game. The Blackhawks were firing on all cylinders, doing really, really good. Coach Luke has been talking about shooting the puck rather than, maybe trying to make that extra pass for the superstar goal.
Right.
And it appears that in the beginning, they were still kind of, passing it around and trying to make the flashy play. So, I think Bedard got a point.
Yeah. It was on the second goal, I believe.
The first goal for the Hawks.
Yeah.
Third goal overall.
Yes. Yes, it was the first Hawks goal. Seth Jones was on the far right boards. Awesome pass, cross ice over to Bedard, takes the one-timer off of the goalie's pad. Pretty decent save, but Kershev buries the rebound. Man, he has been just like perfect spot, perfect time for a lot of the time so far that he's been back. Good to see that. Definitely.
Yeah. I've been noticing that Seth Jones has been good.
Yeah.
And, playing with a little bit more juice. I think, he can see the light at the end of the tunnel, although it is still a long tunnel.
Right.
And I think he's just carrying a little bit more.
But
yeah, that was a good play. I like the shot from Bedard, and then rebound Kurashev buries. So that was nice.
Bedard point, just the assist on it. We could all sleep well, getting a point on the board.
Yeah, it looks like just going by the numbers. So the Tampa Bay Lightning game, that was Thursday night. Hawks only had 15 shots on goal for the whole game, I think.
Yes.
And 2 of those were in the third period, which was just unacceptable.
Yeah.
So this one was a lot closer. Nashville edged them out only by 1 shot. So it was 30-31 shots on goal. Nashville. Nashville beat Hawks in the face-off percentage. They beat them in the special teams. Beat them the blocks. So 29 hits for the Hawks. 28 for the Preds as well. So it doesn't really look like a big possession game for either side.
Right.
Kind of looks like, they were all kind of, both teams were just playing around. So
definitely a sluggish game, right? You have some burst, at times, but definitely need, more towards that 90% hustle, for the entire game. You really need some energy out there. And you got that at the beginning of the game and at the end of the game, right? So it was pretty close at the end, 3-2. A couple good chances of tying it up there, but they get the empty netter and just need a full effort, better effort.
Yeah, it
all
looks
the
like
way.
special teams was the difference. So one
Right,
for
right.
three on the power play for Nashville, which was
Hmm.
their second goal. Gus Nyquist, which I didn't even know he was still playing,
Yeah.
and then 0 for 2 for Chicago. So I mean, uh, only two shots.
Hmm.
So or only two chances, I should say, on the power play.
Yeah.
And we know the power play is pretty bad. So
Oh yeah.
uh, maybe we would have liked another extra penalty or there.
Hmm.
And that's the difference.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm
Uh,
just going down right here. Yeah,
yeah.
looks like the forwards,
Hmm.
Johnson Perry -2.
Yeah.
Um, you don't rely on those guys for their defensive prowess per se,
Hmm. Right.
but on for 2 goals against, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Um, pretty much the top line, Bedard, Khrushchev, Foligno, they were pretty much the only offensive output tonight. Um, even though, who was it? TJ got the other goal, but pretty much that top line was the only threat to score most of the game, and that's not going to win you a game, right? It's not going
Right.
to win you a lot of games. You need contribution from throughout the lineup. I thought Donato, he had a few great chances actually. Some 2-on-1s, some 2-on-2s, but he got a shot off on net. I think he's been playing pretty good in this recent stretch here, definitely.
Nice. Yeah. I'm just looking at like shot totals right here.
Hmm.
Hawks missed Taylor Hall for sure. 5 shots on goal for the kid.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, Tied was Seth Jones. So from the back end, he was getting them. He was
Hmm.
getting the rubber on net. And yeah, man. So
Hmm.
looking ahead here. Uh,
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna touch on the net really quick.
oh yeah, for
Uh, yeah, we were talking before just on Arvid Soderblom. Having this rough stretch here. I know there's some people, super concerned with it. Just he's looking sloppy, and we talked about it last time. Like his rebound control, he's just spitting up the puck right now. Just finding the other team stick. It's unfortunate, but he needs to gather those in, and cover up on it. But uh, I'm just thinking back to like, you know, he's still a young goalie, early in the season here, first full season, right? And goalies are weird, I mean, look at Peter Mrazek. Like, who knew that he would be playing so well right now? Uh, yeah, so goalies are weird. They could get on a skid here, like Soderblom's, struggling, or he could get on a little heater and maybe 1.5, 2 goals allowed, for average, but they're weird. So we'll see how it improves here. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would just like to add, definitely with Arvid. I mean,
Hmm.
in the beginning of the year, he was awesome.
Yeah.
So this is just some sort of weird lull, and
Yeah.
I mean, he's not getting a lot of help, if we're
Hmm.
being honest here, in front of him from
Right.
the Blackhawks team. So um, I also would caution people who are seeing this game as a bad game, to that unfortunately there's not really a solution.
Yeah. Right.
When you say, okay, well, Arvid Soderblom, he's not cutting it. Send him to the AHL,
Hmm.
and then are you going to bring up Jackson Stauber right now, who's got like an 881 save percentage, and he's letting in 4.21 goals a game at an AHL level?
Right.
Is that better? I don't think so. I think it's
Yeah.
much worse. Um, he showed flashes of brilliance last season. He got into 6 games, I want to say, and he won 5 of them.
Yeah.
So, it's like, oh, wow, like, is Jackson Stauber it? No, he's not, actually, unfortunately. And then, you're not going to take Drew Comesso away from his development down in the AHL, his first pro season. So I think we're just going to weather the storm here with Mrazek and Soderblom. And I think Jimmy Waite's just going to, I have to take him aside a little bit. And maybe Mrazek can give him a couple pointers since he's playing so well, feeling so good. So that's probably it for the goaltender talk. And if we're looking ahead, the Hawks have a game tomorrow against the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo Sabres are floundering right now. They're also without their star forward, Tage Thompson.
Yeah.
He's week to week with an upper body injury. So I saw a really tough game for him. I think it was last game, maybe it was the game before, whichever one that he got injured in. He got hurt with his leg, and then he came back and was like, "No, it's okay, it's all right, it's cool." And then he hurt his wrist or something.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, definitely gravely. If we just going back to Soderblom really quick, I think it was Jay Sawatsky that was. I saw a quote. He said the second one was a bad rebound, and then the first one beat him near side. That was just kind of like would have liked that one back. But yeah, no, I agree that he is fine. I think he's what you want in a backup goaltender at the moment right now. We got Mrazek shining through, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We don't want to be winning that many games right now. We got Macklin Celebrini and Cole Eiserman on the horizon. So if we got one of those, I mean, you're talking that Kane Taves connection that we're kind of missing right now. Where with Bedard, it's like, oh, Bedard and Hall, those are our two most skilled players. It's like, okay, well, I need someone else. We need our Brandon Sods, we need our Brian Bickles and our Brandon Bolins and Brandon Bolins and stuff. So
Dave Bolin,
Bolin, Brandon Bolig.
Brandon Bolig,
we don't really need one of those Dave Bolin. Come on.
Just taking a quick look at the Buffalo game tomorrow. First line, Jeff Skinner, Dylan Cousins, Alex Tuck. Cool. Second line, Zach Benson. Fun player.
Zach Benson, he got to 14 in last year's draft, which was kind of surprising, to be honest.
Definitely fell to them there. Only 3 assists in 7 games, so maybe they send him back to the dub sometime.
I think he got hurt, so I think he took some games off. So this might be him ramping back up, and then he's a part of that new Western Hockey League team in Washington, right? Okay.
Winnipeg Ice, but I think
the Wachina or something. They changed, but yeah, man. So who's on the rest of that second line?
Really quick here. It's Zach Benson, Casey Middlestat, JJ Paterka. So we're gonna have some fun tomorrow. This is a fun little lineup here for the Hawks. Jordan Greenway, Tyson Yost, line 3 with Victor Olofsson, Gurgensons, Peyton Krebs, Kyle Okposo on line 4.
Still picking captain, not Kyle Okposo. Good old Zemgus Gurgensons. He's like only the second Latvian player, I think, to be active currently.
Wow. Yeah, he is 29 now. I thought he was a little older, but guess not.
Yeah, I've been watching him since like the Dubuque Fighting Saints days.
Oh wow.
So he in the USHL, he played with one of my buddies. He said, he told me Zemgus is a funny dude. So
he's
glad he's still
moving
playing
there.
Yeah, I'm glad he's still playing. bottom six role, a
Yeah.
leadership role, but he's
Mhm.
been there through the thick and the thin in Buffalo.
Oh,
So
yeah, he's been
he's
there
a
forever. Oh,
yeah, he's
yeah.
a warrior
Yeah.
when it comes to that.
Just a quick look at the decor. Darlene Samuelson, pairing 1. Ryan Johnson, 22 years old, not sure. Owen Power on that second pair. Connor Clifton, Avalanche legend Eric Johnson on that
Nice.
third
Okay,
pair.
he is
Yeah.
in there. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like just a quick aside about that Johnson, second pairing Johnson guy.
Yeah.
He's an NCAA cat.
hmm
I think he finished his collegiate career, so I think he played all 4 years.
hmm
And he was like, he's doing really, really well. So they offered him a contract right outside. He was a pending free agent, and they
hmm
didn't want to lose him for nothing. It would have been like kind of like almost like a Adam Fox situation. I'm not
Yeah.
calling this guy Adam Fox, but he was like his rights would have been traded,
Right.
and they wanted him because he was good. So
hmm
um, he's a nifty little player, and
hmm
yeah. So they're Buffalo kind of. They're in a weird spot right now. They're ramping up to
Yeah.
be really, really, really competitive. They've got a bunch of young kids on the roster, and your
Oh, yeah.
JJ Paterkas
hmm
and your Zach Bensons,
hmm
and even like a Samuelson on the back end. He's like
Yeah. Yeah.
newer. I think he's still like only 23. About I want to
Right.
say so.
Yeah.
Um,
23. Yeah.
and they
hmm
got Devin Levi in net and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen
hmm
and Eric Comrie. I want to say is
Yeah.
hurt, so
hmm
I think they're doing just Ukko-Pekka and Devin Levi. So Devin Levi is kind of it's really really hard to go from college to the pros. So he's struggling a little bit, but I was just listening to Friday's episode of the Jeff Merrick Show where he had Woodley on, who's in Goal Magazine. He's like a goalie savant, and loves talking about goalies. And he says that if any of the goaltenders who maybe, that jump is a little too much, Devin Levi, it's not going to be too much for him. He'll get it together. He'll go through. So, really interesting player to watch. And he's a big Star Wars guy. I'm a big Star Wars guy. So that's cool.
Yeah.
And so that, and then just a couple more days later, I think on Tuesday, Hawks have got the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are in a free
Yeah.
fall.
Oh,
So,
yeah. It's rough for Johnny Hockey. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Johnny Hockey's getting benched. Patrick Laine is getting benched. Probably going to have to start calling him like Johnny Benchwarmer or something. I don't know, man.
Wow.
It's gotten wild. He only
Yeah.
has one goal, I think, on the season, 6 points.
Yeah. It's
And
like
then
1 or 2 goals. It's not
And then
good.
Patrick Laine has like 1 or 2 goals as well. So
Right.
Patrick Laine has an excuse. He got a little conky action. So he's coming back from that. But so unfortunate loss today against the Nashville Predators, the 28th team in the league, and the Chicago Blackhawks are now the first team in the league. And then we're going to go play the Buffalo Sabres. So kind of like a middling bubble playoff team. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. And I think that's going to wrap up this edition of the Chicago Blackhawks Central Hockey Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry about the Hawks loss, but it's always go Hawks. So go Hawks.
Let's go Hawks.